Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a quick lesson discerning the times. I wanted to, Lord willing, get into a brief article pretty much taking a glance at the global financial system status, which isn't looking too good for obvious reasons. Because as Akiyam and Akwath are aware of, these devils are in the process of reconstructing the modern day monetary system. Where they're going to do away with this fiat dollar, they're going to do away with, coins, any form of paper money internationally, and transition over into a digital monetary system in the form of this CBDC, central banking digital currency. And we know, that the only way you're going to be able to have access to these digital funds is if you get the MOTB, okay, which is the mark of the BEAST, which consists of a grain of rice size micro CHIP that you're going to have to put in your hand, man, or in your forehead pursuant to the scriptures. And this thing is imminent. But here it is, so-called Israelites, camp leaders, men of the Lord, prophets of the Lord, that can't seem to get it. That just can't seem to understand Revelations 13 and 16 in its totality. I don't know if it's pride or, just pure ignorance, or just the fact that you individuals are blind, being blinded, rather, by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, or you've taken a bag. But make no doubt about it, this is a prophecy that you can't get wrong. This is a prophecy. If you err in the understanding of this prophecy, you're doomed. And it's a guarantee that the elders and apostles of Great Millstone got this prophecy correct. It's self-explanatory. But again, if you're blinded or if you've sold out, you're not going to see it that way. And ultimately, you're just numbered to the sword. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, I want to get into this article, sharing some information, again, going into this global financial system and where it's at right now, and it's not looking too good. But this is beautiful. Kahalayim la Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, because this means we're, that much closer, to the end. For them to herald in this micro CHIP, persecute the believers of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and home we go. So before we get into this article, let's get this in the book of Proverbs, the 29th chapter. Because you individuals that say you're men of the Lord, that you're teachers and prophets and this and that, you do err not knowing the scriptures. And you're not coming in the spirit of prophecy, which is the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai, which also further proves who Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is truly dealing with. Because the men of the Lord will come in will come in the spirit of prophecy. Not debating, okay? Not for vainglory. Not for he say, she say. You see? No. The men of the Lord, they're going to warn the people. They're going to prophesy. They're going to measure the times diligently through the sword and through real-time information via news, articles, real-time events, and marry it to the scriptures, man. See, the real men of the Lord, since the days of old, we're counting down to when the kingdom of heaven is going to come. And the true men of the Lord in real time, in modern day time, are going to come in the same spirit. See? The men of the Lord and the believers, men, women, and children, are going to be seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's face, man. Let's get this. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 18, and it reads, where there is no vision, the people perish, right? And that vision goes into what? Prophecy. Because what prophecy allows you to do, first of all, what does prophecy mean? To say before. And what prophecy gives you is it's that foresight. You can see way beyond yonder. You can see what's coming ahead. And if you lack that ability, you're not going to be able to foresee the evil. Matter of fact, I got another precept that just came through the spirit, right? Let's continue on. For where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. You see, if you can't foresee the danger, let's get this precept. If you lack that vision, right? If you don't understand what times you're living in, you're going to get caught up by the snares of the fowler, man. Right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 3, and it reads, a prudent man, right? A wise man foreseeth the evil. And how are you going to see? How are you going to foresee the evil? You got to have that vision, man. You got to have that eye salve. If you don't have that spirit of prophecy or can't comprehend it, guess what? You're going to lack that vision. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Right? And the prudent man is going to hide himself where? In the secret places of the Most High. Right? Through this word. And ultimately, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to guide us out of the way of evil. He's going to shield us. See? He's going to protect us in his strong tower and guard us in his pavilion and guide our steps out of the way of evil. Lord willing, we be of that precious number. But for the rest of you, let's continue on. But the simple, right? The stupid pass on and are punished. And 2/3 of you are going to fall into this lot. You know, mainly because you're preordained to fall into that lot. Because it's plain to see that evil E is coming with that MOTB. And if you can't see that, you're a damn fool, man. But whether you believe it or not, that hour of temptation is going to meet you face to face. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. This thing is going to be global. There's nowhere you're going to be able to run. There's nowhere you're going to be able to hide. As a matter of fact, let's get this before we get that article. The book of Revelations, chapter 3, and verse 10, and it reads, and this is red letter. This is our beloved deliverer, man. This is our beloved Savior. This is our beloved Hamashiach speaking, man. Revelations, the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 10, it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, right? Because you endured until the end. You held fast. You didn't let no man take your crown. You never came off the throttle. You never stopped believing. You strive for the truth. You fought for the truth. I will also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which is going to consist of what? You being offered that hit, man. You being in the position where you're discomforted. You being in the position where you have no proper shelter. You being in a position where you're starving, man. And the only way you can get out of that condition is if you take that MOTB, that CHIP. See that? I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. All the world. There's going to be no way you can run. There's going to be no way you can hide, right? To try them that dwell upon the earth. And this thing is becoming more and more of a reality, as I speak. Let's get this article. This is from Natural News. And it's dated February 7th, 2023. Fresh off the press. It's just from yesterday. Right? And the title reads, Global Financial System. Let's read this again. Global financial system will collapse on itself, warns Gregory Menarino. And we understand that these damn devils are doing this intentionally. They're intentionally causing the dollar, for consumers, to lose its purchasing power. This is not something they're doing by accident. They're doing this because they're going to herald in this digital monetary system, man. And for those of you that don't know what the global financial system is, let's just look it up real quick for edification. Let's go right here. Right, global financial system, and it reads, the global financial system is the worldwide framework of legal agreements, institutions, and both formal and informal economic actors that together facilitate international flows of financial capital. What's that mean? Money. Capital is money. See, financial capital is money for purposes of what? Of investment and trade financing. You see, so this thing, again, and as a matter of fact, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that definition real quick. And you can see here, let's get a picture. See, this is a global thing, global financial system. There's going to be nowhere to run. There's going to be nowhere to hide. Okay? This is going to be a global move. Let's continue on. Let's continue on. Let's read this article, right? Let's get into some of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to, Lord willing, leave it in the description box for you, Akiyam and Akwat, to read into it further. There's quite a bit of information in here, but Natural News, right? Financial analysis Gregory Menarino has warned that the entire global financial system is going to collapse on itself by its own design. And again, this is intentional. The only way they can herald in this CBDC is if they get rid of this current monetary system. We know this, it's the only way. Let's continue on. Now this is a quote, right? Forget about the markets of the world. The entire global financial system is going to implode on itself by design. This is what central banks are leading to. They need a new system. The current system is dying, he said in February 2nd post-market wrap-up on his personal YouTube channel. right? And quote, how do we know that? Because without the added liquidity that we're seeing here in the debt market, the incredible amount of buying here in the debt market to keep rates suppressed, to understand this mechanism just doesn't go on autopilot. Once central banks get in here and play around with the yield curve, play around with keeping rates suppressed, they have to get into the market. He went on to say that the central banks around the world are raising rates and charging more for the debt they issued to everyone, including those whose global bond yields are dropping. Manarino cited an example close to home. The Federal Reserve recently raised rates by 25 basis points, and the U.S.'s 10-year yield almost fell off a cliff. He described this as a Herculean effort by the central bank to keep rates suppressed, right? And this is why we're seeing the spike in our food, right? This is why, everything's being inflated. This is why inflation's happening, man. This is why we're seeing inflation, right? Let's continue on. I believe this is going to go on until when they're ready, when these central banks believe that they are maxed out the system. Salakia. When these central banks believe that they've maxed out the system, they've created more slaves to the system, right? More people in debt, right? More dependency on the system. Here as the world economy continues to crater. And this is intentional, right? Salakia, that's when they get to pull the plug on the market. But this could be a sustained period of time from what I understand. You see, this is happening right before our eyes. This is happening right before our eyes. This is all in efforts to what? Let's get into the scriptures. Lord willing, I'm going to leave that article in the description box for you, Akiyam and Akwa. But let's get into this, right? The book of Revelations, chapter 13, right? And I'm going to start. We're going to keep going into this. We're going to keep going into this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Why? Because it's deadly serious. This is deadly serious, man. This prophecy, you can't get wrong. Or it's going to very well cost you being tormented by fire and brimstone, man. Okay, this is the torment you're going to feel through the spirit. Right, the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, it reads, and what I meant by that is this torment is going to be some real torment. You know, a lot of you people are in the mindset, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, I'm specifically speaking to, right, you Jakes, with your pride, your mindset is, if I get hit by a missile, it'll be a quick death. No, man. You forgot that you're dealing with the Father of spirits. He can keep you in that fire, man. You will fail it, man. Longer than you think in your feeble mind, man. You keep playing with the Lord. Y'all gonna see. Because 2/3 of you are gonna get caught up in it because you're not gonna listen. Let's continue on. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, it reads, and he causeth all, who's he? Evil E, the elite of the society, these international banking families. Okay, the people you don't see. You see? They're gonna cause all. All right, not force all, cause all. How are they gonna cause you to do this? By simply taking away your comforts, man. Putting you in a condition where you're gonna be begging for the seed hit. Right? All both small and great, rich and poor. See that small and great going into what? Old and young. Okay? I say this all the time. Babies are gonna be coming out the womb getting hit with that thing. You can be old and feeble, gray-headed. You getting it. Right? Rich and poor. See? You Jake that got millions of dollars. You think you made it. Even you billionaires. You're going to have to bow down to the beast. Free and bond. Right? To receive it. M-A-R-K. In their right hand or in their foreheads. You see that? And that M-A-R-K, if you don't know, okay, let's go to Let's go to the blue letter. Where I should have been here already anyway. Let's get this word M-A-R-K real quick. And again, we go into this all the time. We're gonna continue to go into it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
Right. Charagma. You see? And what is it? A stamp, right? An imprinted mark, right? The mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the anti-Mashiach. And there's many anti-Mashiachs. And what you're doing if you get this M-A-R-K, this grain of rice, which we're going to show you what it looks like in a minute, is you're bowing down to evil E, man. You're pretty much showing your allegiance to this damn cave beast, man. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are pretty much making him your God. Okay? Because whether you believe it or not, this thing's an idol. As a matter of fact, let's continue to read. A mark branded upon horses, that carved sculpture, graven work, right, of idolatrous images. See? This thing is an idol. It's an idol. Let's get the root word of charagma before we get into the description of this M-A-R-K.
Strong's G 5482. Charax.
Right, karax, right? And it goes into what? A pale or a stake, right? A palisade, all right? A palisade or rampart. And we go into this all the time. And again, we're going to continue to go into it, all right? Now, before we get the image of the idol, what I want to do is I want to give you an example of what a palisade fence looks like, all right? In comparison to the delivery system, all right? This is a palisade fence. You see the tip of it? You see the pointy tip? It's tapered. All right, now let's get this. There's a picture I like to use as a great example. Here we go. All right. There you have it. Right. You got the charagma, which is that grain of rice. All right. The M-O-T-B, the M-A-R-K. Right. And then you got the what? The charax. Right. Or the palisade, which is the delivery system. You see the tip of it? It's just like that palisade fence, ain't it? Right. That's the delivery system. That's the M-O-T-B. If you get it, you're doomed. If you don't, well, you're going to be quite limited, as we're going to continue to read in the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 17. It reads, and that no man might buy or sell. And that's critical to understand. And this is why I went into the global financial system and its status. Because in order to herald in this digital monetary system, all right, they have to do away with this current system in the form of paper money and coins, etc. See, the CBD system, the device that's going to be used in order to make that possible is this micro CHIP. All your money is going to be on that. All your information, your birth certificate. They're going to track you. They're going to be able to track your carbon footprint with this thing, right? They're going to know your heart rate. Man, they're going to know everything about you through this device, okay? You are going to become part of the Internet of Things, all right? Let's continue on. And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the M-A-R-K, or the name. Let's blow this up, because I want to speak on this real quick. For those Wi-Fi guys that do err, not knowing the scriptures. Save he that had the M-A-R-K, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And if you have the M-A-R-K, you pretty much been branded. So you're going to have his name on you. And his number, okay, is within the M-A-R-K. You understand? If you have the M-A-R-K, you got his name and number on you. Let's continue on. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Wi-Fi, listen. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. And what the scriptures say? Wisdom is the principal thing. So get wisdom. But with all thine getting, get understanding. That's a critical aspect. Because if you lack wisdom, if you lack understanding, your wisdom is trash. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Right? Shy, stigma. Let's get this real quick. Which goes into what? Let's get this real quick. Bear with me. It goes into the universal product code, man. Let's go get this real quick. Bear with me.
Strong's G 5516. Chai, Xi, stigma. Chai, Xi, stigma.
Right. 666. Okay? 666. All right, this is the number of the beast. And this is going into the UPC. All right, the Universal Product Code. All right? Now, if you can't get that, hey, there's nothing we can do for you. If you can't get that. That's between you and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's between you and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai if you can't get it. But what I can tell you is this. If you do get this MOTB, let's go ahead. You got to face this. The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9, and it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image. Now, real quick, what's the beast? Evil E and his system, man. Evil E and his system, consisting of the NATO and the EU, this revived Roman Empire, man. Right? And his image, which is what? Everything you see around you, his philosophies, right? His lifestyle, the culture, right? And receive his M-A-R-K. We just went into it. This right here. See that grain of rice? That. And receive his M-A-R-K in his forehead or in his hand. And it says in his forehead or in his hand. Notice in Revelations 13 and 16, it said right hand specifically. And this precept is just saying hand. Because guess what? Either hand. You can get it anywhere in your body, you'll be through. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath, Salakia. Let's read that again from the top. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And that word indignation goes into righteous anger. And you're going to receive the righteous anger of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai without any mixture. It's going to be pure wrath that's going to be poured upon you, man. And if you think you can face that smoke, you got another thing coming. And he shall be tormented. See? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. This is the second death, man. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, this is the repercussions for taking that MOTB, and the phone chimed in. This is the repercussion for that. There's no repenting from it. If you get it, it says, on verse 9, it says, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his MARK, there's no repenting for this. If you receive this MARK, you are done. There's no taking it and taking it out. There's no digging it out after, because you had to change your heart. You had an epiphany and decided you wanted to take it out. No. Once you bow down, you bow down. Once you, give allegiance to this damn devil, hey, it's over. You see? You sealed the deal. You signed across that dotted line. See, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to do this. The 1/3 is not going to do it. And Lord willing, that's Akiyam and Akwaf are part of that precious number that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai preserves and gives us the strength, right, to endure all things in efforts to be part of that first resurrection, man. As a matter of fact, let's close out here. The book of Revelation, chapter 2, in verse 10, and it reads, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. See? So there's going to be suffering involved, man. There's going to be suffering involved. This is a reality. In order to enter into the kingdom of heaven, there's going to be a straight gate, a position of difficulty that must be gone through. There's no way around it. But on the other side is the wide. And this is what the hopeful elect seek. Matter of fact, I got another precept that came to mind through the Spirit. The wide of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Let's read this first. Let's get this and we'll close out with that. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, okay, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. What's the devil? What's devil mean? Slanderer, false accuser, deceiver. That's evil E, the accuser of our brethren, man. Right? The devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. And that's not, that 10 days doesn't necessarily mean 10 days. 10 goes into perfection. So it's going to be a perfect number, a perfect amount of time. You see? Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, man. This is heavy. And this is what's necessary in order to get that crown for some of us. Some of us are going to have to face this fire right here. But what scriptures say? I believe that's Sirach 4:28. Strive for the truth until death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. We got to strive. We got to fight. We got to fight. Because, hey, this lot right here we just read, if you have to play that lot, it's better than having to have to face that fire, that second death. Matter of fact, let's continue reading. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death, which is going to consist of what? That torment in the form of that fire and brimstone by those missiles, man. The weapons of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai's indignation. And those chariots, they're going to be zapping with that concentrated heat. We want to be on the winning team when Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, opens up on this planet Earth, man. In efforts to usher in the eon to come, which is the time of Jacob. We want to be on the winning team. We don't want to be on the losing team, man. When Yahweh Bashim Yahushua opens up on this place. So it'll behoove us to continue to fight. And I speak on behalf of myself first and foremost. We must strive. Let's get this precept before I forget. I almost forgot to get this. Let's close out here. Let's get this real quick. Second Esdras. Salakia. That's the 7th chapter. This is one of my favorite precepts. Right? I'm going to get straight to the point. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7. I recommend, you Akiyam and Akwath, if you haven't read this chapter, to read this chapter. This is a heavy chapter. The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, and verse 18, and it reads, nevertheless, right, make no doubt about it, right, the righteous shall suffer straight things. The righteous consists of who? The hopeful elect. Right? Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. Right? There's going to be a position of difficulty even the righteous are going to have to go through. And hope for why? Right? The kingdom of heaven. Being part of that first resurrection. Right? For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide, man. 2/3 are going to have to learn after death by pain. And then to top it off, they're going to have to be born back into the kingdom as babies through the loins of the elect, man. We want to be transitioning to those new bodies, man. And be part of that first resurrection, be part of that first, that 1,000-year period reigning with Hamashiach. Blessed and holy is he that takes part of the first resurrection, man. And that's what we want to be a part of. And that's, this is something, we should constantly meditate on, in order to be able to endure, what's coming down the pipeline, because it's coming. This damn devil's moving. He's moving. This man's a cunning hunter. He's slowly but surely moving into his NWO. And persecution is coming. But having Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai on our side, makes us unstoppable, really, through the Spirit. Makes us unstoppable. Having this understanding that, our power is the Father of spirits, and that not even death can separate us from our lot. That's a powerful understanding. To no longer fear death. You see? That's something that the masses can't comprehend. But through the mercies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, we've been allowed access to the highest level of understanding that this world could ever know. And Lord willing, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is with us, all the way to the end, man. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalium La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash. Shalom.